Brick Chick here, and welcome to Q&A Tuesday. First off, the red button asked, what do you do with your Lego sets after you build them? Keep them in display or take them apart for MOCs? That's a great question, and I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering the same thing. So I get Lego sets only for pieces. I don't have that kind of money to be able to just go and buy a set just because I think it's cool. You know, I see a set that has a lot of good pieces that would be very useful for me. I buy it, I build it because, you know, it's fun to build Lego sets, and then I review it for you guys, and then I take it apart and I organize all the pieces in my stack-ons, and then I use those pieces to build my MOCs. And then Bricking It Up asked, how detailed do you get with your plans for MOCs? Do you include all the details before you start building, or is it more of a rough draft then adjust as you go, or somewhere in between? That's a really good question. I actually don't draw plans for my MOCs before I start building them. I have never ever drawn a plan for one of my MOCs. I just don't really feel like I need to. I just start building, and if I don't like how something's working out, I tear it apart and I, rebuild it. Possibly in the future when I start building larger and more complex MOCs, I might feel like I need to make a plan for it, but for now, I just kind of start building and go with it. And then finally, Cam's Lego Creations asked, how long does a typical MOC take to make, or does it depend on size? That's another great question. So yes, it does depend on size, how large of a MOC that I'm making, and also, how much detail I'm putting into it. But it also really depends on how much time I have to build that MOC. Like my recent hotel MOC that I made, not only did it take so long for me to build it, because, it's a very large MOC, but I also happened to be extremely busy while I was building that MOC. I had a ton of stuff going on with friends and school, so I just didn't have as much time to build, and that's why it took so long, also because it was a very large and detailed MOC. I would have to say an average house MOC, if I'm not too busy, takes about a month and a half to 2 months, just kind of depending on the size, how much detail I'm putting into it, and then, also how much time I have to build too. So I hope that answered all of your guys' questions, and if you guys have any more questions for me, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys.